How you guys doing? Today I've got an additional video for you all because yes, as many of you know, I have this main channel which is my Age of Empires mobile channel, but at the same time I have been working slowly but surely on my second channel, which is a Godforge channel covering a brand new game that has been in development for the last 2 to 3 years now and now is entering its open beta, where you can actually come and join me in the beta and have a little play around and see if you're gonna like this game and give some honest feedback to the devs, because the devs do listen here, because this team Fateless is made of actual old school YouTubers that you may know, like Ash Raid is part of the team. You've got the CEO with Hell Hades, for example, massive content creator within the Raid Shadow Legends space. So today I'm going to basically go through, as you're going to notice, a bunch of different gameplay. We've got our hero rosters to showcase off in the beta and how good these heroes absolutely look. We've got a bunch of instruments that you're going to need to learn, like Imprint and the weapon system that both of them are going to go in. We have also a bunch of summoning that you can see as well involved in the game, just like normal. And to finish it off, we will explain the basics, what you're going to be doing in a turn and how you play a little bit of Godforge. So at least then, when you've watched today's video, at least you might have a little bit of interest. And if you do sign up with my link down below, guess what? You're gonna help yourself out with knowing the basics. So smash like, comment, and subscribe, guys. Let's dive into some Godforge today. I know it's a little bit of a surprise, but I'm actually looking forward to it. So let's just explain the basics of what the game is, because this is a really easy way to show it, because it is just a turn-based combat game and it's based on all different mythologies all around the world, which has a really cool, interesting story that I honestly don't want to spoil for you in case you do come and join me in the beta, and obviously when I live stream on my second account there. And you're going to be basically pushing through all these different realms, which could be Aru, which is the Egyptian realm where Anubis here is from. You've got Oda Nobunaga, you know, the guy, the martial swordsman you all hate from Age of Empires Mobile. Well, guess what? We've got him here, and he is a badass legendary samurai in the game. And the thing is, what you're going to be doing from turn to turn, as you'll notice, is basically pushing campaign here with a team that you're going to set up. With that team, you're going to aim to get obviously 1, 2, or 3 stars and push through the campaign. The more campaign you get, the more rewards you get. The more rewards you get, the stronger you are. The stronger you are, the more stuff you can do. With the goal, as I'm going to showcase a little bit later on, to fight basically these big dungeon bosses that we had access to basically in alpha. But now we've got even more to go against, which is going to be basically a almost overall experience to what Godforge has to offer. So if you did try this game in alpha and you tried the tower experience, you must remember that was just trying to figure out the design and see where some bugs were and stuff before they went to here, where you guys can come and actually join in. And honestly, the gameplay, I'm going to be real, does look really good, right? It looks so good compared to where it was before in alpha, and that just showcases how much the devs here have been able to touch up on the models, on the 3D environments, lighting, right? All the animations look infinitely better. So there's so much that has been added to this game now compared to the alpha experience that I honestly think you should try it out, honestly, because I'm going to be playing it and I'm going to be covering it anyway, even if you don't join me on this adventure. But just to kind of showcase and kind of give you guys a little gimmick to why a lot of people, like myself, have actually really enjoyed this game compared to others. When you look at the top of the screen, and I pause the gameplay here, you can see on that side that there's 2 portraits that are on fire. And what that means is your heroes have their ultimate ability. And normally when you play Raid Shadow Legends, like E3 Restart, and a lot of other games in this space, you need to be on your turn in order to use your ultimate. But not in Godforge. In Godforge, you can use as many ultimates as you want per limit is one, and run rampant in a cascade. So in theory, which you can do right here, even though it's Oda's turn, you can actually activate Anubis's ultimate. So Anubis gets to do a bunch of damage to these guys, and then guess what? We can go straight away into Oda's ultimate, and then yes, you can carry on with your turn, right? Because you've not actually done your turn, because ultimates do not end the turn in this game, which is a really cool gimmick, because it does mean with certain attributes that you get to level up, called Faith, for example, you're going to be able to apply debuffs and buffs and generate more divinity over your enemies, and it is going to be this kind of ultimate race potentially. And maybe do you use one or two ultimates, or do you save up for all four while using your basic and core abilities in all of the fights? So honestly, it's a super fun game, and I would honestly recommend it. Check out my other channel, and I've got a bunch of live stream and just gameplay on there, so you can definitely have a better idea of what's to come here, so you're not going in completely blind. But one mechanic which does separate Godforge compared to the others, which is one of the coolest things in the game, is honestly, obviously, the hero system, and you've probably guessed it, this system here called the Imprint system. And what it does is pretty simple. Every single hero that you can see here on screen, every single legendary, every single epic, every single rare hero that has a passive ability tied to their kit, you're going to be able to remove that passive from that hero and actually apply it to any other hero in the game by equipping it to a weapon, which is honestly an insanely fun and insanely broken combo when you start to see some of the crazy shenanigans these passives have. And you're going to be able to do that through the Crucible area. So in this area, in the beta that you're going to have access to, you're going to be able to go and find any heroes that you just don't like, for example, and you're going to be able to just see what their passive skills are. So we can see the Sean one here, and just before that we can see Tixalakatsin and Mayocan, if you like Mayan, of the Mayan tribes and stuff like that, or Aztecs and stuff. You're gonna love all of this faction, honestly, because it's all, again, based off of mythologies. And if you're paying attention, Age of Empires mobile lovers, there is a Lubu on screen, if you can spot him out. So Lubu is in the game for you guys. But yes, you're going to be able to remove stuff like this, which says if the hero is under a vanish spell, which just means you can't see them. Imagine they've got a cloak of invisibility on them, and, you know, the Harry Potter, they're cloaked. Attacks have a 25% chance to place a random disable on the target for one turn. So if you're invisible, basically, and you go to attack someone, you have a 25% chance to maybe freeze them, stun them. You could even potentially confuse them, which makes them hit their own teammates. You can do a bunch of different stuff on here. And maybe you just like this imprint and you're going to put it onto someone else, right? You might equip it to a different hero that you unlock in the game. And that is honestly what Godforge is all about. Your creativity is endless, honestly. There is over 200 plus heroes coming into the game, and I think we're gonna get access to around maybe 182 to 200, you know, heroes that you're gonna be able to play with, and every single one of them basically is gonna have one of these imprints to go with. So just think of all those heroes, legendary, epic, and rares, and using endless combinations in a team, in these imprints, and as you guessed it, with your weapons and gears that you're going to be able to equip to your march. So absolutely really cool game. And just to kind of showcase a little bit of the gear side of things, they have taken this approach where you're able to just summon an absolute truck ton of these different weapons. And the cool thing is, if you're new to obviously this video, new to Godforge, don't worry, I have you covered too, because if you look again down in the description, you might have noticed a ravenpyrus.com website. check it out. It's a community-made website. It's the #1 thing. It'll teach you all the disables, all the weapons, all the imprints, any of the data you want to learn. It has that on it, right? Which is really, really cool, because when it comes to these weapons that we've unlocked here and you summon all the way through, actually one of the cool weapons that we got there was like the Divine Bow and even the Naginata. The Naginata looks like a really cool weapon because it increases your counter-attack damage. And you're able to counter-attack in this game through retaliations, or even if someone does something. So if someone places a debuff on you, or maybe they increase their turn meter, you're able to actually counter them and deal some damage to them. And that's all just because of this, not weapon, but part of the package with this weapon. So it just kind of showcases here the whole journey of what you're going to be able to do in this beta. And what's really cool about Godforge and the beta as a whole that I haven't mentioned yet, because we've just talked about gameplay, is the fact that when you play in this beta right now, you're going to be able to earn these bounties, or like these achievements, as they've said, that's going to tie to your account. And when the game enters early access and even global launch, you're going to get those rewards and pass it through. So if you want beta exclusive, you know, cosmetics that only players in the beta are going to have, this is your time to do it, right? Because in the future, it's not going to be there. And I think it's a really good approach that they've done here for the game, using obviously the weapon system where you're going to summon weapons and you're going to get these imprints from different heroes that you're going to extract them from and slot them into that weapon to equip it to your hero of choice, right? Which is just really, really cool. Moving on, we've got the summons, and there is a bunch of different summoning in the game. And what's really funny and what they've done is added actually like guaranteed percentages even on the lowest summon. You've heard right. If you've technically done something like 100,000 or 10,000, I don't even know what it is. It's a ridiculous amount of blue summons. As you can see here on the drop rates, you're going to be able to actually get a 0.005% chance on a legendary. I know, it's ridiculous, it sounds stupid, but think of any game right now, especially like in Age of Empires Mobile, where yes, we've got the Elite Tavern, and in the Basic Tavern, you've only got purple heroes. Well, the Mortal Stone there is that purple tavern. So even in that one area, you might get a chance of getting a legendary. And then your Ancestral, Eternal, Flawless, these are just increasing the better rarity of heroes that you're able to obtain, as you can kind of see from the drop rates. And what's really nice though, as you can see here, is all the pity, all the numbers and everything is on screen. And what happened in the past was they put the numbers, us, the community, gave feedback. Some people didn't like them and they understood that, and guess what, they changed the numbers, and everyone in the community is actually really happy with where they are right now. So I'm telling you, this team, Fateless, is definitely one team that if you give your feedback and explain issues, and we as a community bring something up, they're definitely going to take it on board and try to improve or add whatever that suggestion might be to the game, which honestly I think is one of the best things about this whole company. Honestly, the amount of time they're able to basically listen to you and include it, right? So moving on to just like a next little bit of gameplay here, you've got your echo summons. So in the game, what you're able to do, even if you summon a truck a ton, and let's just say for argument's sake, you didn't get a legendary and it feels bad. Well, in here, no matter what, you're able to get at least one legendary in both versions of the Echo Summons, because there's one which is RGB, which I'm kind of, missing up, and then there's one which is purple. What that just means is when we go back to the hero screen here, you can see on the right side where it says Svarog, the Father of Fire, there's a big shield, which means he's a defender, and to the right of that, there's that blue symbol, and that's what it means. Those blue gems in that summoning stone means you're going to try and summon heroes like this. And if we go to a different hero in here, we've got Vivian, that's also a wisdom hero. If we move in, you've got Sun Wukong, and Sun Wukong is a cunning hero with the Slayer attribute on, so he's more for DPS, and he is green. So again, coming into the summoning areas and kind of showcasing that Echo summons here, where my kind of frame is, that's what it means. If you go to summon any red, green, or blue style of heroes, down below, you're guaranteed those legendaries. If you summon any eternal heroes, which are like these other categories, boom, you still get like a guaranteed hero. And what's nice as well is what the Echo Summons is actually for is if you have a hero you really like, say you unlocked Sun Wukong from summoning, in the Echo Summons, you're going to be able to pick any legendary hero you own or pick the one that's for free, which I think is really cool, because even when you're summoning through and summoning, you're going to be able to get this tally up and get a free unlock basically on any of your legendary heroes. So if you want to work towards someone, you're going to be able to work towards someone, which is very free to play friendly, if you ask me. So honestly, Godforge here is looking absolutely fantastic. If I haven't said enough already, it is looking absolutely fantastic for you guys. And like I said, the game has gone through a lot of changes since alpha. It has had massive visual upgrades on all the animations, on all of how the people look, even the way they are trying in game now to add these ways where even when you finish a level and you're victorious, there's these custom quick little animations that one of the key MVP characters might pull. And then it has a giant story involved, and then it has dungeons where you're going to fight massive bosses. It has pantheons, which is your alliance area, so you can play with me and many other players in all one server all together. It's honestly a really cool idea, a really cool game. I am super excited, if you've not guessed it, to cover this video and talk about it finally, because in 5 days time the beta is coming out. And like I said, if you've not noticed it in the description box right below, click that link. It is my creator link for the game, because even the devs appreciate some good content creators and have a really good support program for them. And if you just click that link, it helps me out, helps you out to sign up to the beta and join me hopefully next week on my main Godforge channel, which is also in the link down below. So if you enjoyed today's video, if it's been interesting, let me know. Obviously down below, be ruthless if you want to be ruthless in the comment section, but I promise you this is not gonna be like Raid Shadow Legends. It's not gonna be a pay to win fiesta. You're gonna be able to play the game even with rares and complete it, because I have been able to do it in Alpha Wave 1, Alpha Wave 2, and even Alpha Wave 3. So I promise it's gonna be much better than you expect. So yeah, let me know what you think. Do some Godforge, and obviously check my other channel out for much more Godforge content. So until the next video, guys, stay safe, stay sneaky, peace out.